Right. So, welcome to another episode of the Guitar Talk series. In this episode, we'll talk about sequencing again. So I started this series with the topic on sequences, I think the first 3 episodes, and I just want to continue with that. And so I think I stopped at sequencing 4-note arpeggios in octaves. So we'll continue with sequencing 4-note arpeggios in one position this time. So something like this. So just staying in one position. So we can't talk about this topic without mentioning Tom Quayle and Rick Graham, because we're gonna use 2 ideas or 2 methods or skills or technique that they use and that we're gonna use in this video to demonstrate how we can play sequences with one position, or sequencing 4-note arpeggios in one position. So those 2 ideas are hybrid picking or skills. Hybrid picking, and in the left hand is what I call, I'm not sure if there's a name for this, but I call this a 2-1-2-1-2-1 shape, or the 1-2-1-2-1-2 shape, wherein that's the distribution of the notes. So you distribute the notes in, for example, the minor 7 arpeggio that I showed you, it's 2 notes in the E string, 1 note in the B string, 2 notes in the G string, 1 note in the D string, 2 notes in the A string, 1 note in the low E string. So before you can sequence it, you need to be able to play them straight, ascending and descending. And you need to be able to familiarize yourself with the shape and the picking as well. So I use hybrid picking. I got this from Tom Quayle. So ever since Tom Quayle and Rick Graham became popular in the YouTube guitar community, everyone seems to be doing hybrid picking. So you should as well. I think it's very beneficial to all of our playing. But of course, you can use any technique you want, but I'll use hybrid picking. So once you're familiar with that shape already, and you can play it confidently, cleanly, up and down, in every position as well. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just focus in one position, this shape. And you can start sequencing. So let's focus on the sequencing 4 notes first. And we'll only focus on sequencing 4 notes and sequencing skip in this video, because sequencing 3 notes for me is kind of not ideal for this shape. I'd rather sequence 3 notes using octaves. But sequencing 4 notes and skip, you can. It's ideal or practical. So let's take a look at sequencing 4 notes in one position. So we're just gonna break this down into 3 patterns. 3 patterns of 4 notes. And we'll talk about the distribution of the notes and picking. And again, this is Tom Quayle and Rick Graham's technique. So if you want to watch their video, I'm sure there's a video somewhere in YouTube. But I'll also explain it. But I'll just credit the technique. It's theirs. It's not mine. So the first pattern, let me just demonstrate it quickly. Sequence 4 in one position. So that's the sequence, and so like I said, I'm breaking it down into 3 patterns. So the first pattern of 4 notes is, the distribution of the notes is 1-1. So starting with a low E string, 1 note, 2 note on the A string, 1 note on the D string. So 1, 2, 1. And the picking is pick with a pick and hammer, hybrid pick, then hammer on. Then this allows you to do another hybrid on the D string. So while you're hammering on, it gives you time to pluck, or gives your middle finger time to go under the D string to do another hybrid. So very slowly. So pick, hybrid, hammer on, hybrid. The next pattern is the distribution of the notes is 2, 1, 1. And the picking goes pick, hammer on, then pick again. And the reason why we're not doing a hybrid is because we're gonna save that for the next two notes, because we need basically the purpose of the hybrid picking is a substitute for an upstroke, wherein it's an instant upstroke. You don't have to go under the string for the pick for the pick to go under the string to do the upstroke. You have your middle finger right under there. So as you're playing a downstroke with your pick, this middle finger is ready to pluck. So it saves you a lot of time to do all these movements. So it's very economical in the motion. So once again, so that's the purpose of hybrid picking. It's very, it makes it easy for your picking hand to do the work. So the second pattern, you do a downstroke, pick with your pick, hammer on, and do another downstroke, because it allows your pick to just do like sweeping. Basically, it's a one sweep technique. Down, hammer on, down, then pluck with a hybrid picking. So that's the second pattern. The third pattern is the distribution of the notes is 1, 1, 2 this time. And the picking is again down, down. Then you save the hybrid picking for the last bit. Then you do a hammer on. So once again, the first pattern, pick, hybrid pick, hammer on, then hybrid pick again. Then the second pattern is pick, hammer on, pick again, then downstroke, hybrid pick, sorry. So hammer on, pick, hammer on, pick, hybrid. Then the third pattern is pick, pick, hybrid, hammer on. I'm not sure if you got that, but yeah, you can just rewatch the video. And once you're done with the third pattern, you basically repeat the same first, second, and third pattern again, but on different set of strings. So then repeat the pattern again. And by the way, so the shape of the arpeggio, or the notes that you're fretting in your left hand, you just follow the order or the orientation of the notes, the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, following the minor 7 arpeggio, or whatever arpeggio you're working on. Because you can play with dominant 7 arpeggio, for example, but the distribution of the notes will still be the same, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's say dominant 7. So still the same, but different arpeggio, but it's still a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 shape. So you can, I'll leave that up to you to like play all the different arpeggios in the different positions. But for this example, we'll just stick to here. Oh, so that was the ascending bit of the sequence 4. The descending version is a little bit complicated because I saw this from Rick Graham. He uses a double hybrid. So let's break it down. So 3 patterns again. So the first one is, so this distribution of the notes is 2 1 1. So you hybrid with your ring finger and your middle finger for the first 2 notes. I mean for the first 3 notes. So hybrid ring finger, oops, pull off, then hybrid middle finger on the B string, then pick down. Then the second pattern will be another double hybrid, but the pull off is now on the G string. So hybrid ring finger, hybrid middle finger, pick, pull off. Then the third pattern will be just 1 hybrid, pick with the middle finger, then pick, downstroke, pull off, then do another pick. So you can do the double downstroke because you're doing a pull off before that second downstroke. It allows your pick to go on top of that string to do another downstroke. So once again, the 3 patterns are this. I'll just do it slowly. Second, third. And you just repeat that on the next set of strings again. So slowly, the descending version of the sequence 4 is this. So that's the sequence 4 in one position. So let me just demonstrate that again. And we'll talk about the sequence skip as well. So for the sequence skip, you just follow the same shape, but you just skip every note. So it can be a little bit confusing at first, but you just have to slow it down. The picking pattern will go like this. So it's very, I think it's basic. Like if there's a 2 note in one string, you just hammer on or pull off, depending on whether you're ascending or descending. But yeah, the hybrid picking pattern is kind of obvious. So let me just demonstrate it really slowly. So the sequence skip is like this. So really slowly, I'll break it down. So pick, hybrid, pull off, then hybrid again. Something like that. It kind of repeats itself. So then for the descending, instead of pull-offs, you do hammer-ons. So very slowly. So for the picking of this sequence, I just recommend to do what's comfortable for you. So you hybrid what you can and just hammer on or pull off if there's 2 notes in one string. So. And regarding the sequence 3, you can do it, but I just think that it's not the best way to do it. So, but we can demonstrate it. So sequence 3. I can do it well. I need a lot of practice. So if I decide to practice it, I might get it, but I'd rather play the sequence 3 in octaves. But anyway, this is the sequence 3 descending. So those are the 3 basic sequences. 4-note arpeggios in one position. So let me demonstrate the sequence 4, skip, and 3 again. So sequence 4. Sequence skip. Sequence 3. So for the sequence 3, I'd rather do this. So in octaves, because it's similar to playing a pentatonic scale. So it's much easier to play it in octaves rather than in one position. So why would you do that? But for the sequence 4 and sequence skip, it's okay if you can learn the hybrid picking technique. So I do that a lot. I kind of combine the 4-note arpeggio sequences with the pentatonic scale. So Alright, so that's it for this video. Sequencing 4-note arpeggios in one position. So yeah, have fun.